Here we go. Happy Valentine's Day, or happy whatever day you might happen to cross this. That's right, as the title says, you won't want to miss this one. And I won't want to keep yapping if my sound's not working, so let's make sure that that's happening. Check, check. Happening. It's working. Love it. Okay, so then, happy Saturday, happy Valentine's Day. Saint Valentine, and that's what I'm hoping to do to him. That's what I'm going to do to him is I'm going to heal the blind and the deaf, just as dear Saint Valentine did. Who did their homework, huh? Who looked up about Saint Valentine? Well, I know at least one person did. So that's a success. That's a win. Good morning. We're hitting it early today because since it's going to be a busy day for me, I might not have another opportunity, and I definitely want to get this put up. It's going to be a good stream. You won't want to miss it. But if you do, well, you won't want to miss the replay. Goetia, the lesser key, everybody's favorite. That's what we're doing. That's right. Our new book is not this book, but I am going to read to you something from this book because it's going to go in with today's stream theme. So let's get some music playing and I'll tell you some more about it. Okay, so this book, yeah, as I've said before, the haters don't want to hear it. But the whole point of this book, the whole point of this magic was to bind these spirits so that they can no longer do the harm they've been causing you up until this point in your life, whenever you decide to finally put your foot down and say, no more. No more from you pesky little buggers. I'm over it. I'm done. And this cat here right now, too, you're going to hear in the background most likely. Zero, I'm so for. Much love to you. Happy Valentine's Day, and always great to see you. So, the reason I have this book in front of me is because actually, in the beginning of this book, which I don't know, might have got skipped over by some people, is a preliminary invocation. So preliminary means before, right? Before you go ahead and just call up these spirits and other things you might want to do before you do that is like, I don't know, banish. But I see people out here commenting and talking about happy Valentine's, thanks, Zero. Um, talking about, oh, I don't know if I should even use a circle. Like, yep, we really are in the Kali Yuga, huh? Well, maybe at the very least, you should research what the purpose of a circle is, the function of a circle and a triangle. Maybe at the very least, you should research into this magic before you just go believe in, I don't know, popular YouTubers and TikTokers who talk about, oh, I don't ever do that. That's just some stuff the church made up. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, let me tell you, they're real scholars on the subject. Oh boy. Okay. Well, before I get all up and down that vein, welcome to those of the rest of you I just see popping in right now. I'm gonna take a quick drink, wet the whistle, and I'm going to read you this invocation first. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I do it first or after, because then I'm going to read you a quick chapter from another book, which is going to be on our actual theme of magic on this channel, the knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel. Oh, and by the way, my name is Jay Baldeo. Welcome to my channel. For any newcomers, great to have you here. For any return visitors, great to have you here. All right, so nope, don't do that. That's what everybody does. Just skips to this part right here. Nope, don't do that. Let's see. So what we want is this right here. So as I said, you pop open and there's the preliminary invocation. Invocation of the heart girt with a serpent, or the bornless ritual. Although I'm going to actually read you the other one, but there's a reason I'm showing you this. The other one being the London Papyrus, or the Stele of Jehu, the headless ritual. Come on, cooperate. Oh, you don't want me talking smack on you, do you? Huh, typical. Welcome into all of you just coming in. Great to see you all popping in. So, yep, this part here, the preliminary invocation. You'll see that this is very, very similar to what we've already read on this channel, Liber Samech. That's because Crowley more or less just took the bornless ritual and changed around a little bit of the words to kind of make it a little more Thelema specific. I talked about that in the Liber Samech stream a bit. He did it for a fellow member of the AA so that he could obtain knowledge and conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel. The reason I'm showing you this, though, is because you will have these parts here. The hear me, R, Theo, these are the barbarous names. And so these barbarous names will actually be inserted once we get to here. London Papyrus, don't worry. If you don't read Greek, it's in English right here. There's this part over here where in those dotted spaces, you will enter in those barbarous names. So I'm going to read you this invocation really quick. Then I'm going to read you this chapter on the HGA. So London Papyrus 46, the English translation. An address to the God drawn upon the letter. I call thee the headless one, that didst create earth and heaven, that didst create night and day, thee, the creator of light and darkness. Thou art a Soranofris, whom no man hath seen at any time. Thou art Eabaz, thou art Eapuz. Thou hast distinguished between the just and the unjust. Thou didst make the female and the male. Thou didst produce seeds and fruits. Thou didst make men to love one another and to hate one another. I am Moses, thy prophet, to whom thou didst commit thy mysteries, the ceremonies of Israel. Thou didst produce the moist and the dry, and all manner of food. Listen to me. I am an angel of Phapro, a Soranofris. This is thy true name, handed down to the prophets of Israel. Listen to me. And then you'll say those barbarous names. Hear me and drive away this spirit. I call thee the terrible and invisible God residing in the empty wind. Again, the next set of barbarous names. Thou headless one, deliver such an one from the spirit that possess him. The next set of barbarous names. Strong one, headless one, deliver such an one from the spirit that possesses him. The next set of barbarous names. Deliver such an one. Another set. This is the Lord of the gods. This is the Lord of the world. This is he whom the winds fear. This is he who made voice by his commandment, Lord of all things, King, ruler, helper. Save this soul. Angel of God. I am the headless spirit, having sight in my feet, strong the immortal fire. I am the truth. I am he that hateth that ill deeds should be done in the world. I am he that lighteneth and thundereth. I am he whose sweat is the shower that falleth upon the earth, that it may teem. I am he whose mouth ever burneth. I am the begetter and the bringer forth. I am the grace of the world. My name is the heart girt with a serpent. Come forth and follow the celebration of the preceding ceremony. So write the names upon a piece of new paper, and having extended it over your forehead from one temple to the other, address yourself turning to the north to the six names, saying, make all the spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of heaven and of the air, upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, and every spell and scourge of God may be obedient unto me. And all the spirits shall be obedient to you. Well, there you go. So you'll do that as you also say the barbarous names. And so go back, familiarize yourselves. I know most of you have this book on yourself at least. Familiarize yourself with that other invocation as well, the Bornless ritual. This one here, the Headless ritual, um, are both going to be great invocations. Like Crowley said, invoke often, right? And inflame thyself in prayer. That prayer going to be coming from your heart. But we've talked about that a little bit already in some of those Crowley streams. And so I've now given you two rituals. Well, up until this point, I've given you two rituals coming from Crowley, coming from Thelema, Liber 8 and Liber Samic. You have where you need to find the invocations, but that's because I'm also going to read to you from another book. Now, this other book in particular, oh, this book is some sauce. This book is the book that if you read this book, well, you're gonna see it's gonna be the book that's really gonna open your eyes to just how much nonsense is going on out here. It's going to also be the book that might arguably be one of the very best books to read as a beginner. It's a book I like to call the Beige Book. Now I'm going to read to you a chapter from the Beige Book. And this chapter, and this is a kind of a more chaos magic approach, but this author is also a member of the AA. So he understands multiple angles to come at this from. So let's get it started. This chapter called The Greatest Act of Magic That Can Be Performed. If you were asked to describe what the greatest single act of magic is, what would you say? Depending upon how much experience you have, you might say evoking a demon to visible appearance, or the creation of a talisman to make yourself a sex god. What about a ritual to win the lottery? Sure, they all sound good, but they're a bit transitory and a wee bit materialistic. They're also the result of the current obfuscation of the Western tradition. Uh oh, uh oh. What if? Instead of a working to get one specific material result, we could perform a ritual that would give us the ability to achieve not just any material result we desired, but everything we've ever dreamed of, and furnish us with a complete understanding of the universe to boot. I can't be sure if what I'm about to describe originated in the ancient African magical traditions, but it was certainly practiced in ancient Egypt, Hellenistic Greece, and Europe over the last couple of centuries. The greatest act of magic that can be performed is called the invocation of the holy guardian angel, or more recently, as the invocation of the future magical self. It is considered commensurate with performing the great work, and it is the core practice of the Western tradition of magic. Everything else in this book, whether it is sigils, divination, evocation, possession, or meditation, is support practice and preparation for the core practice. Without this preparation, the means of manifestation for success in the core practice is severely limited. However, mastery of the support practices is not required as some transcendental magicians believe, and there is no need to spend years on end perfecting the various magical acts outlined in this book. Familiarity will suffice. Once the lines are connected, the angel can speak. So why spend years polishing the phone before picking it up? And that's why I did those Libers of Crowley in kind of the format that I did. So that even if you don't master those techniques, you need to at least familiarize yourself with them. You need to at least get them somewhat locked in as preliminary work. I know. I don't want to do work. I don't want to have to do anything but listen to YouTubers and listen to reels and not have to actually do anything. Well, then you should probably just stop with this magical path because it is work. Sorry. Okay, this next section, whether we call it the Holy Guardian Angel, HGA, or the future magical self is of no consequence. It is simply a token representation that allows us to invoke and so become that which is completely beyond our current conception. If it helps, we can consider it a being with unlimited magical power, unbound by space and time and beyond life and death. But no idea we have is big enough to describe it. Hence, it is the embodiment of revelation at all levels, and so of magical power. Ultimately, it is the non dual itself. Although I will refer to this entity as your future magical self, it is completely independent from what you presently know as yourself. It must be remembered that this being is not you. It is neither the best parts of yourself nor how you would wish to be. Permanent identification with an overblown idea of yourself or anything else will only send you stark raving bonkers. Remember, the HGA is not an idea, but the literal embodiment of that which is beyond conception. As the nature of initiatory development is fundamentally revelatory, it is not possible to know at any given point upon the path what is necessary to advance, as we cannot know what the effects of a practice might be until we have been transformed by that practice, let alone where we are advancing to, although we can make a pretty good guess. And so, see, that's why I say it's pretty concerning to me that there's people out here thinking that they're on some type of level and they haven't even done these rituals. They haven't even done very much magic. They've maybe done a little bit here and there, you know what I mean? But certainly not the amount you need to be summoning up these spirits right here. If we consider the HGA as the embodiment of that path, being your future magical self, and therefore the guru par excellence, once contact is made, you find that what is necessary for the next transformation is presented or brought to you by your HGA, usually via synchronicity. So, see, what have I said already? If you just contact up your holy guardian angel, you won't have to guess anymore. You won't have to worry about what should I do? Oh, this week I found this stream, and this week I found this YouTuber, and this week I found this kind of magic, and you're just ping pong balling all around the occult, not actually doing a single thing. No matter how beneficial the practices are that constitute a self imposed regime, they are not informed by your future revelations and so can never yield the results that working with your HGA will bring. This doesn't mean that future work will not include the support practices performed prior to HGA contact, but it does mean that you will work less for greater results. And I've already said that as well, that your HGA might very well guide you to this magic right here. It might very well say, hey, yeah, you need to pop open the lesser key. And it'll tell you straight up, here's the exact spirits you need to work with. Here, I'll pull them up for you, and it will instruct you, and it will also potentially guide you to, if another teacher out there who's actually worth going to, it will guide you straight to that teacher. It'll say, hey, here, this is the teacher you want to go to. And Zero says, yeah, you need to be stick to some practice enough time. Right, Zero. It's like we've said before in other streams, the thing that Bruce Lee said about, I don't fear the man who's practiced 1,000 different punches. I fear the man who's practiced one punch 1,000 times. Okay, one more section and then he gives us an exercise. So he says, like all magic, invoking your future magical self can be as simple or as complicated as you like. A good starting point is a banishing ritual, just so you don't get conned by a gnome pretending to be your HGA. Yeah, and it's as if you think, okay, so he's giving an elemental right there, a gnome. So what do you think these spirits, whose whole entire thing is trickery, will do to you? In much the same way you would contact, oh wait, hold on, I skipped a part. However, it is imperative that you do not banish at the end of the working. After all, it is a process of transformation, and so you want your future magical self to stick around. In much the same way you would contact other entities, you can use, create, or discover a sigil or representation of your future magical self, and then talk to him, her, it. Invoke them like this: I invoke you, my holy guardian angel. Again, asking your HGA to contact you via a dream has also proved useful, as have other divinatory tools such as a pendulum or tarot deck. Oh no, we got to do our tarot reading. That's all right, we'll do it at the end. It must be remembered, though, that it may take a lot of working before actual manifestation occurs, and that once it has, it is only the beginning of your work with your future magical self and just the tip of the iceberg in your initiatory development. Contact is also known as gaining the knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel. And once it has occurred, you will have no doubt when it does, you will receive all future magical instruction or guidance directly from your HGA via the means of manifestation. You will also discover a tenfold improvement in your magical practice, which is when the real fun begins. There is no end to your work with the HGA, and so the core practice of magic is a lifelong endeavor. Okay, and here is the exercise he gives us for doing this. Devise a ritual to gain the knowledge and conversation of your holy guardian angel, and invoke every day. That's it. Told you it was real chaos magic angled. So he's straight up telling you, with your own magical ingenium, the same as Crowley will say, your own personal genius, devise a ritual. I personally would follow a couple basic structures. I would very much prioritize prayer, purification, and then that invocation as well. So praying regularly, invoking very regularly, which is why, again, I started out with that particular invocation, and there is the other invocation in here. And also, I'll do you all a solid. I'll put the link for the website I also put in the Librasonic video. I'll put it in the description of this video. So be sure to look for that. It's a great website that has all of them right there. It's just got a little drop down menu and you can choose Librasonic, the Bornless Ritual, the Stele of Jehu. They're all right there. So then you can even just do it off your phone if you don't have the books, okay? So just, you're going to want to do that. And then I would certainly prioritize some kind of a purification. So whether that's daily LBRP, LBRH, whether that's aspects of like doing even cleansing baths, whatever, and so this is going to be you. And look at this as a starting step, a preliminary to that work with the HGA. Trust what's inside. Don't go asking these spirits about it. Don't go asking anybody but that most inner, purest source. Call that up. Pray to that. Say, help me formulate this ritual, and then start doing it. Start doing it every day. Because then at some point or another, you will be graced with the presence of this angel. And as he says here, and as anybody else who's done this magical operation will tell you, you will have no doubt when it happens. You will you will it will be unmistakable. So you might feel like you're guessing around and fumbling around a little bit. Oh, I think I might have. I think I might have. And spirits like this are only going to mess with you that much more in the process. So keep that in mind. You will know. You will know when this happens. And then when it does, guess what? There you go. Like he said, that's really the beginning part of then what you're going to do from that point forward. So there you go. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you all so much. I want to see you all do so well upon this path. And boy, oh boy, there's just a whole lot of muddy water to swim through in this online occult. That's for sure. And as I've said before too, I think a lot of these people mean well, but the problem is you got the blind leading the blind out here. You know what I mean? Let's do a little tarot, huh? Let's pull a card to see what the energy for the day is, since we didn't do that at the beginning. And whether you're celebrating a holiday or whether you're feeling a little lonely, well, put that love into the pursuit of your HGA. There's our card. Oh, it feels kind of Trumpy. It feels kind of watery. Let's see. Neither. It's a court card. Princess of Swords. So the earth in the air. Here you can see she's defending this particular altar, which you could see since it's four-sided. You can kind of look at that as the earth. And she's using that sword in a defensive way. Zero says, I've been sick yesterday and a little better today. My stomach get suck. This helped me to feel better. All right, then. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that this is at least helping you to get better, but I'm also sorry to hear that you've been feeling sick. All blessings and all healing to you, my friend. I hope that it improves quickly. So why is she so quick to defend Earth? Well, who knows? This is the daughter, but also that daughter is us, right? We're waiting for the prince to come and give us the kiss that awakes us as the sleeping beauty. That prince being the HGA in Tifereth, right? So maybe in the meantime, she's doing her best using the powers of her mind to not only defend from all the annoying thoughts coming in, but also her kingdom, her altar. This is not only, this has the earth connotation because of the four sides, but also it is an altar. It is a place of worship, sacrifice. You put your offerings upon the altar, right? So using our mind to very best defend our spirituality. And it is a fight. It is a battle, as I've said before. You know what I mean? You don't fight because you feel like it. Well, Dune said that, but I just love that quote. You don't fight because you feel like it. You fight because it's always a battle. You know what I mean? A battlefield in the mind, but it's a battlefield in all the elements, really. Because when you're swimming around here in the elements, when you're swimming around here in Prakriti, in the mind made manifest, well, you're gonna be going through it. You're going to have things that are going to fall into your lap. You know what I mean? So it's best to keep composed. You know what I mean? She even has kind of that. It almost looks like she could even be doing a slight bit of a dance. You know what I mean? She does have the dress on. It even does look like she might have some nice shoes on. So look at it that way. Maybe I find that more beneficial than to look at it as a battle, although it feels that way a lot of the time. To look at it as a dance. That's why we see Shiva dancing, right? He's not phased. He's not phased at all. Should we pull one more card? Let's do it. Let's see what else we might get. It's Valentine's Day. It's a holiday, huh? So let's see what else they've got to say. Plus, this didn't go as long as I thought it might yet. I thought it would go maybe about a half hour, and we're just creeping up on that now. So we got time. Okay, cut the deck. This card wants attention. Feels fiery, but also feels Trumpy. Wrong again. Okay, so see, my clairvoyance hasn't been so good, but there's our prince and there's our princess. So wow, wow. Oh man, believe that or not, what are we talking about over here? HGA, the prince who comes and wakes the princess. And this prince card actually goes along with my rising sign, so that's pretty cool. The Prince of Cups. He's riding upon Garuda. Garuda's pulling his chariot right there. Is that Vishnu? It just might be. Look at this one. This one's pretty cool. So he's got the lotus, but the lotus is turned down. I wonder why. Is it because that the divine, the prince, the holy guardian angel is ever reaching down to us? who's trying to reach back up to it? Maybe so. This is the air of water because the prince is air and cups are water. So we see a dual theme of air here. And then we see so that masculine, and then we see both of those feminine elements of earth and of water. Now, and he has in his hand again what? The Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail, the point of this whole great work. And inside of there, the serpent of wisdom. But he's not afraid of that serpent. In fact, he looks pretty well composed. Considering most of these Prince cards actually look a little bit chaotic. This one, it seems like he is one of those ones where he's got those reins pretty good. Garuda pulling him along there into his love story with the princess. And Zero, I agree. These two are perfect. So very perfect for what I'm trying to preach and teach over on this channel. And not even so much teach, because it's not like I'm really saying a whole lot other than what I've learned from my own experiences and what I've learned from, well, others out here. But like I say, I learned just as much what not to do as I learned good, valuable things from a lot of these teachers out here. So, Valentine's Day, healing the blind, healing the deaf. Our holy guardian angel reaching down to us as we reach up to it. Sick. So, also, one other announcement is Monday we will be picking up with a new book. And we're going to hop back into yoga. We're going to hop into this one here. Swami Vivekananda again. And we're going to do karma yoga. Because that could be very much looked at as another one of those aspects of the purification. So if you're more of somebody who does a little bit more yoga, my practice probably weighs a little heavier in that department. At just, there's as much magic, but I would say that it probably weighs a little heavier in the yoga type of practices. And so you're going to want to really, we've already done bhakti yoga. You're going to want to really implement that type of yoga. And karma yoga these are going to be very crucial for you in pursuit of this HGA magic. Okay, well, I think I've said all I need to say. So I think we can go ahead and call it on this sunny Valentine's Day. Or maybe it's cloudy for you. I don't know. Either way, it may be sunny inside as you ever pursue activating that Tiferet center, that heart chakra. I appreciate you all so very much for your support. I appreciate you all for being here. I am Jay Balvale. If you're new and like this content, then please hit a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you Monday because I probably won't stream tomorrow. So much love. And until then, bye-bye.